How do you feel about Blair's closed campus policy?
Me personally, I don't think it affects me much because I spend a lot of money. Like most people leave either to go to the plaza just to spend money, and I can do that in school on the vending machine.
I think it's kind of dumb because people are going to go off campus either way. So I think they should just have it open campus. That's my opinion.
I agree with them pretty much.
I'm personally not a fan. A lot of schools are open campus. It's specifically Blair that's not. And I feel like we can support businesses in a way that's not terrible for the community. Obviously, there's people that take advantage of that and steal things, but I think the majority of Blair students have small businesses in mind.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the vast majority of kids don't do anything bad. They just go out and get food. And I know the principal is always like, oh, you know, like someone could be in danger, like people are disturbing the businesses, but I've never seen that happen. So
when I was a student, we also had a closed campus policy. People would leave sometimes, but I think they started to enforce it a little more strictly when I went here.
I don't like it. Like I could buy school food and a whole McDonald's meal. That's better. I'd rather eat McDonald's, honestly.
It's good. It's needed. It's necessary. It's such a busy intersection, so I don't think that kids should be allowed to go across the street. I'm sorry. It's too risky.
I'm pretty I could see both sides of it, like the school wanting to keep people safe in Blair. But if that's the only way people could get their food, I feel like it shouldn't be as tight. Because last year it wasn't allowed, but people still went and they came back and nothing happened.
It makes sense. I understand why they say that. It's like they don't want kids running out getting hit by cars and stuff because kids are crossing the street as a walk, and so that makes sense. But at the same time, I really don't feel like it's necessary because when it comes to a safety issue, they always say well, if there's someone dangerous in the building, then they don't want anyone else, so they don't want them to be outside campus. But that's exactly where kids want to go.
I have mixed feelings about it. One, as a teacher, I'm always concerned about student safety. And my feeling is that when you're here in our building, we're like your surrogate parents. Your parents and guardians are counting on us to keep you safe. And if we don't know where you are and you're off of the campus and something happens, there's an emergency and we have them, I can't be accountable, and now my students are somewhere and I don't know where they are, and how am I supposed to answer to a family member when I can't locate my student?
And you think it does a good job for the most part of just keeping them on campus?
No, not in the slightest.
I don't think it does because when you go across the street, I'm going across the street for lunch, and there are kids everywhere. So I don't think we're doing a good job of keeping them on. But it's hard to police all those kids because there's so many entrances and exits. How can the security? We need 50 security guards for that.
What are the consequences you've heard of people who have gone off campus?
They just write
I
your
wouldn't know
name.
because I've never gone off campus, obviously. But I think you just write your name down and then they send an email.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
There were the students that got arrested for shoplifting at the CVS, but I think that's a very
yeah, I mean really,
out of the ordinary situation.
if they catch you coming back in or leaving, they just write your name down and your ID number, but nothing happens.
I think it was after school detention. That's mostly what I've heard. Yeah.
I haven't heard of any.
I heard someone got a suspension for it.
I didn't hear of any. Everybody I know is sneaky.
I don't know. There was that one day where everybody was lined up in the office I think to call their parents, which I think is pretty dumb just for going across the street.
I don't think it's as big a deal. I think the kids just need to be a little bit more responsible with themselves, and then other than that, it should be fine.
I understand the draw because the businesses are right there. And so I think that we could improve the situation if we did more to offer more that would be interesting and exciting for students here. So rather than punishing you for leaving, why not entice you to stay? We could improve even and do even more on where you could sit or where you could hang out and make it kind of cool spaces. Some students have asked about having little cafes in our concession stands that would be open at lunch that would have different options, maybe even in partnership with the businesses across the street so they could make the money from you, but they wouldn't have to be inundated with 50 students at a time in their shops, in a rush. So that's kind of my feeling about it. I feel like, as adults, we really need to be more creative. It's on us to figure out how to solve this problem.